How's it going, Yankee fans? Welcome back to Fireside Yankees with your boys, Alex and Ryan. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. Daily Yankee content for you guys, as always, on all platforms. And today we're doing the pregame analysis. We got another episode coming out right after on Franchy Cordero, so you're going to stick around for that as well. But the pregame analysis is going to take a look at the lineup, the pitching matchup. We got Clarke Schmidt on the bump today. Hopefully he can recover his form and put together what hopes to be his first good performance of the 2023 season. We really want to see him take that big step forward. We really want to be positive about him. But yesterday's game, 11-2 dub. I know Ryan did the post game this morning, and obviously very good win. Really needed an offensive breakout performance. Garrett Cole gave up 2 early runs, but shut it down over 7 innings. And Garrett Cole going 7 innings helps the bullpen a ton. You know, they only really needed Albert Abreu to close things out. They didn't have to use a lot of their arms, giving some guys essential rest. We'll probably see guys like Ron Marinaccio today, Wandy Peralta, and see some of these arms really come out and help us stifle the Cleveland Guardians and hopefully emerge victorious and win this series. But Ryan, before we dive into the lineup, some interesting notes today, some interesting alignments and decisions that Aaron Boone made. How you do today, my friend?
I'm doing great. You know, when you're looking at the lineup, right, obviously, you know, not ideal. Your bottom 3, you don't feel great about that. But you're looking at matchups. You know, obviously you're going to have Trevino out because it's a day game after a night game. And that's just how that's like standard procedure with catchers. But the middle of the lineup's been crushing for the Yankees, right? You know, they don't have Torres and LeMahieu in the lineup today, and we'll get into LeMahieu, I guess, a little bit later. But Rizzo, Judge, and Stanton have been crushing. Cordero's also in there. Cordero has been unbelievable to start the year. Do you feel like as long as the guys who are expected to do well, you're going to have a good shot? It's not like Cleveland's throwing out a guy who's necessarily a world beater. No disrespect to Battenfield, but he's not like an established major league starter. You kind of have a similar matchup in terms of like what you're getting from both starters. You know, you mentioned Clarke Schmidt. He's very much like still a to be determined in terms of starter. I'm leaning more towards he's probably a reliever. Battenfield had a decent year in AAA last year. 3.63 ERA over 28 starts, but only a 17% strikeout rate, an 8.1% strikeout to walk rate, and a 40.2% fly ball rate. So he's beatable. He does not have overpowering stuff. He is not someone who's going to blow you away. If the Yankees can take advantage of that, if they can capitalize here, there's a chance that they can go out there and really put up some damage, right? You know, they have some guys in there. You know, IKF has not gotten off to had the start of the season that you're looking for. Same thing with Aaron Hicks. He has not had the start to his season that you're looking for. But if they put the ball in play, maybe you can make some good things happen. You know, the Guardians are going to be putting the ball in play. This is, you know, kind of, if anyone has any recollection of playing the Cleveland Guardians over the last 2 years, they are an annoying as hell team to play. They put everything in play. They, you know, they'll score a run on a ground ball hit to the second baseman that takes a weird hop. It's like they have devil magic. It's like weird. They are just a really good contact hitting team. But they have a contact pitcher on the mound, so maybe you can kind of turn that right back in their face. But you feel like you have, you know, this is gonna be a slugfest in my opinion. You know, no disrespect to Clarke Schmidt, it's just that I haven't seen it yet as a starter. But as you mentioned, the bullpen's rested, so if you're Aaron Boone, you can be a little aggressive here, right? Now you don't have off days. You still have to go play Minnesota right after this, and that's definitely gonna throw a thorn in the side of Aaron Boone, who has to try to manage through this bullpen. But you can, you know, you have Clay Holmes, you have Wandy Peralta, you have those two guys, you know you need them, you know how good they can be. Ian Hamilton's been surprisingly solid. Colton Brewer's been surprisingly solid. You know, you have Michael King as well. So you feel like your bullpen, you have guys who give you length, some guys who can get you through this game. It's just a matter of, you know, not falling behind the 8 ball early and getting to a starter who's definitely beatable.
Absolutely. So looking at the lineup for today, we have Anthony Volpe leading off, which is really exciting. We have not seen him in this leadoff spot, so he's leading off today with Gleyber Torres getting the day off. He pulled a little bit of a groin yesterday, says he feels a lot better today, so nothing to be too concerned about there. You got Aaron Judge DHing today, so he's not playing defensively. That's kind of why you're seeing a lot of these reserves in the outfield. Anthony Rizzo batting third, of course, at first base. Giancarlo Stanton playing in the outfield today, getting back into the lineup. They gave him a day off yesterday, and they didn't even need him. The 11-2 win can attest to that. Now we got Franchy Cordero, maybe this year's version of Matt Carpenter, batting fifth. He has been hitting homers. He has 3 RBIs and 3 homers and 10 RBIs on this season, which is really exciting. Oswaldo Cabrera also in the outfield, so exciting to see Oswaldo getting back into the mix here. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa playing in the infield today, and Kyle Higashioka at catcher, as you mentioned before. Trevino getting the day off since he played last night. And then you have Aaron Hicks, who had 2 runs and 2 hits yesterday, so want to give Aaron Hicks a little shout out. Let's give him some positivity, guys. We want all of these Yankee players to do really well, because at the very least, it improves their trade value. You know what I mean? Even if Aaron Hicks is a trade piece, we want him to play well because it only helps us get more in return. And ultimately, if he doesn't get traded, we want him to be playing well because we want him in a freaking World Series. We need everybody to be contributing at a high level. So Aaron Hicks, of course, want him to be doing well. Had a good game yesterday. Want to give him the benefit there. So really happy to see that. But DJ LeMahieu not in the lineup for the second time in 3 days. Kind of interesting, Ryan. We don't know much about this yet. We hope to God it's not injury related. Maybe they're just giving him rest. Maybe they want to get some of these other guys involved. IKF obviously in the infield. Oswaldo Cabrera played shortstop yesterday, and I do want to discuss that because I don't know what, we really underrate. A lot of people underrate Oswaldo Cabrera because you know how hard it is to go from playing left field and then transitioning to shortstop in one day and playing above average defense. He looked like he played there for 10 years. He looked so comfortable. He was turning double plays. He was positioning really well. He looked great. Now, offensively, he has struggled, but he has one hit in his last 3 games. So we want to see Oswaldo get a little bit, better with the bat in his hands, get a little bit more consistent, but more experience, more reps will certainly do that for him. What are you expecting from him today against the Cleveland Guardians and Peyton Banfield, who, by the way, this is his MLB debut, so a good opportunity to bat him around a little bit.
Yeah, no, as you mentioned, Banfield's a rookie, so you feel like you have an opportunity to chase him early. You don't know what his pitch count's going to look like. And again, yesterday the Cleveland bullpen was kind of spent. They had to rely on a lot of guys because we chased Hunter Gaddis early. Now, the Yankees have a weird track record with rookies. They have this weird trend where they just don't hit well. Now, I imagine that's because there's not as much of a scouting report on him, but again, he doesn't have blow away stuff. Now, he did strike out a lot more guys in Double-A, but it hasn't been there at the higher levels. I'm not a expert on Cleveland Guardian prospects, of course, so I'm not going to pretend I am, but when you don't have strikeout stuff, I expect this lineup to capitalize on that. You have some lefties in there. You feel like you have a little bit of an advantage in that regard. He does have quite a few pitches: fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, cutter. So he's going to throw the kitchen sink at you, and that might cause some disruption. But the thing with LeMahieu that concerns me is just that he's very injury prone, and he has been over the last few years. Now, if it's just a Gleyber situation, or Gleyber's out of the lineup, but we kind of know he's okay, then that's fine. I'll take one day without DJ LeMahieu. That's fine with me. But with that being said, you need DJ, right? DJ's been doing really damn good. Start the year. He has a WRC plus over 130. He's hitting the ball really hard. It's something that, he's been a very underrated part of this lineup. So not having him in there is definitely going to be missed for however many games he's out. I don't know what's the situation there. We won't speculate too much on that. But when it comes to the pitching matchup again, Schmidt just has to not completely unfold. He can go 5 innings and 3 runs, and that might be enough to give the Yankees a win. He just can't unravel. You have to, Herman, what he did poorly was he just gave Cleveland base runners, right? I'm not even gonna talk about the error because fielding errors, it's a bunt, sometimes it just happens. I get it. You know what I mean? You lose your footing. It's a quick play, but 5 walks cannot happen, right? You can't walk 5 guys. Garrett Cole didn't even strike out a lot of batters, but he did not give Cleveland a lot of opportunities to get on base, and the Yankees just pounded away at a pitcher who, quite frankly, they should have beaten up. That's the script for tonight. This is a pitcher you should beat up. You should go out and beat up this pitcher. This is a pitching matchup where, Clarke Schmidt just has to do the bare minimum, and this team will win. Again, I'm not saying this team's automatically going to win today's game because they're facing a rookie, but again, you feel like there are a lot of things the Yankees can do in this matchup to go out and win. There are a lot of avenues for this team to win this game. It's just a matter of not completely shitting the bed on the pitching side of the ball, right? That's really what it is. You cannot go out there and throw out the performance against the Orioles where you give the Yankees no shot to win. Or I'll even take this wasn't a good outing, but even if he throws out the Giants outing, that might be enough to win this game. You have a rested bullpen. You don't have to give me 7 innings. Cole had to give you 7 innings because your bullpen was spent. You don't have to do what Garrett Cole did. Garrett Cole did a lot of the work for the Yankees. So build off of that, win this series. If you go into every series, you win every series, you're going to win a million games. I've said this a million times. You win a series, you've done something right. So, that's really my big talking points there.
Yeah, so I have a hot take today, maybe a bold take. I think that Anthony Volpe is going to look a lot more comfortable leading off than he does batting ninth. And I think that traditionally, he's a leadoff man. And I think it gives him confidence knowing that he has to get on base first. And with Anthony Volpe, we know the tools are there. We know he is extremely talented. When it comes to him, it's all about confidence. And Anthony Volpe, when his confidence starts to grow and compound, he gets exponentially better. I think giving him this leadoff spot today, the Yankees want to see, maybe we could spark his mental fortitude. Maybe we can spark that confidence in him by giving him this opportunity because he likes to make the most of opportunities. He likes to be in the hot seat. He likes to be under pressure. pressure. And I think that we're going to see a really nice day today from Anthony Volpe because of that. I think that we're going to see him a little bit better. I think that we're going to see him against a guy has an MLB debut today on the mound, and he's going to take full advantage of it. So I'm excited to see what he can do in that spot, especially with Gleyber Torres and DJ LeMahieu out today. His first opportunity leading off this season and in his career at the MLB level. So it's going to be exciting, guys. But always happy to hear your perspectives in the YouTube comments section. Make sure to like and subscribe as always, and drop us a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple if you enjoyed this episode. As always, we'll catch you guys on the next one, and let's enjoy this game today.